Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to have a look at the 35th Commitments of Traders report in 2013. As usual, we're going to start off with the changes in commercials position. So here we go. We've got Euro on top with a 16% change in commercials positions, 12% change in large speculators, and a 27% change in small speculators positions. You can see the changes over here. They're larger than average, but nothing too unusual. We can see even greater changes in the past. Of course, this is a bullish signal. We may see prices rise for a few days. But let's have a look at the 5-year chart and see how extreme this market really is. Okay, here we go. You can see that back in the beginning of this year, we had a similarly large COT Extreme. At least looking at commercials and large speculators. Small speculators were more extreme than they are right now. And that put an end to this rally at top over here. So we may see the same thing happening right now. We're not at all-time extreme levels, but this relative extreme, of course, may easily push prices lower. As you can see, we had a relative one over here that could push prices down for almost 3 weeks. Let's move on and have a look at the Dow Jones. We have a 16% change over there in commercials positions, a huge 45% change in small speculators positions. You can see it over here. Definitely these are bullish signals, of course. Let's have a look at the 5-year chart and see this extreme, see the extreme side of our analysis. And as you can see, we're getting closer to bullish extremes. A few weeks ago, we were at very close to all-time extremes, and you can see that prices did react, and we can see a pretty nice decline in the past couple of weeks. But now, as this decline moved on, you can see that the traders moved away from their extreme levels. And basically, if we could reach roughly zero net positions, both for commercials and large speculators, you can see that that would mean that we have a very strong bullish signal. Back on this 5-year chart, you can see a few examples when traders reach such levels that usually coincide with a bottom in prices. Our next market is Palladium. We've got a 14% change in commercials positions and roughly the same changes in large speculators and small speculators. Of course, the change size, as you can see on this 1-year chart, is nothing special, not too large, but of course it may push prices higher. Let's have a look at the 5-year chart and really see the extreme. That's a stronger signal. You can see that we're very close to this bearish extreme level that we reached a few month ago. This huge, close to all-time COT Extreme could put an end to this rally, and since then prices can really go even higher from there. So we're still in this bearish extreme mode, and we may see prices declining from here. Okay, let's move on and have a look at large speculator COT Extreme. Here we go. Cocoa is on top of our list. We have a 289 reported extreme, both in commercials and large speculators. So let's open a 5-year chart and see this extreme on a wider time frame. Here we go. You can see that we've got a very strong bearish COT extreme, but prices are still rallying. So as the rally continues, I believe this extreme may widen even more. The last time we had a similarly large COT extreme was over here, and it could put an end to this short rally, but didn't really push prices deep even greater territories. Similarly large COT Extreme, a few examples over here. So it's definitely a bearish COT Extreme, but we may need to wait for a few more days, even weeks, before we reach a top in prices. Moving on to 5-year note, we have a 179 reported extreme in large speculators, a greater extreme in commercials, and an even greater extreme in small speculators. So let's open a 5-year chart and see this extreme on a longer chart. Here we go. You can see this extreme, very large, definitely a very strong bullish signal. You can see a few examples when we've reached such levels, and that usually coincided with a bottom in prices. So that's what we're expecting to happen in the 5-year note in a few weeks. And we're going to see higher prices then. Eurodollars, next market, we have a 64 reported extreme in large speculators, a bit larger extreme in commercials. I'm going to open a 3 years chart because the price chart is more visible on that one. Here we go. You can see this extreme. It's a bit difficult to tell where prices can go from here, but it's definitely the COT report is suggesting we should see the continuation of this rally. And let's move on and have a look at our last market, the Mexican peso. We've got some time for the Mexican peso 61 report extreme, both in large speculators and commercials. And as you can see, it seems to be a bullish extreme. Commercials reaching, both commercials and large speculators reaching net levels of zero, basically. And that can be considered a bullish signal. So we may see prices going higher from here. That was all for this week. I will not show you any more COT charts, but of course you can have a look at them at our COT charts page. If you would like to have a more in-depth and detailed COT analysis, we'll check out our COT analysis page where you can add other very useful functions to our table: the long-term trend, volume and open interest scores, the COT index. Of course, you can look at other new COT report types like CIT, TIF, disaggregated, and of course other data types, the futures and options data maybe. So I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.